Todd Staley. I'm the athletic director at Spartanburg High School, and previous to that I was a football coach for 23 years. I think one of the common questions I've always been asked when I've interviewed for head football jobs was, who are the people that influenced you the most when you were growing up? And my answer was always the same. It was my parents, my pastor, and my coaches. And I always felt as a teacher and a coach that I had the unique ability to fulfill all three of those responsibilities: as a parent sometimes, as a pastor sometimes, and as a coach. And many times had the opportunity to talk to kids either one-on-one or either as a group to share my testimony and my beliefs in Jesus and how I was raised. And I think probably the most important thing is just building a relationship with kids that they begin to see Jesus in you and the way you treat them, the way you talk to them, the way you act to them, and the way you care about them.
My name is Clayton Worthy. I coach at Dorman High School, and I am the outside linebackers coach for the football team and the male sprint coach for the track team. I heard somebody say one time that it's very important that you witness every single day, and if necessary, that you use your words. And I think that's very important to coaches and everything that we do, because we're constantly being monitored by the students, and we're constantly being watched by parents, administrators, fellow teachers. All of these people have their eyes on us as symbols in the community, and just the way that we live, carry ourselves, and speak shows through, on a daily basis. And I think it's just
Mark Hodge. I'm the head football coach at Chapman High School. We try to expose our kids in many ways as we can through Christ and His Word, whether it be through FCA meetings, prayers before and after practice, events we go to, retreats we go to, just Bible studies we have, our devotions that we have multiple times a week, our prayer breakfasts. So the other biggest thing we try to do is be living examples. One is how we act, two, how we react. So a lot of that is even just coming in and telling the kids where you mess up. I think that's one of the biggest things that I think our staff does a good job of, is teaching the kids the life lessons, spiritual life lessons through our mistakes and our successes.
Mike Gentry. I'm at Chapman High School. I coach quarterbacks for the football team, and I'm also an assistant basketball coach. In my role of being an assistant coach, I'm not always the one that gets to lead anything that's spiritual. However, a lot of us as coaches, we try to model being men, husbands, and fathers as much as we can.
My name is Todd Justice. I'm a coach at Broome High School. I'm the wide receivers coach and tight ends coach, and also head coach of the girls varsity softball team. Every day I see my job as going to the mission field. There's 800 kids that I have a chance to influence each day with my role at Broome High School. The ability to go out and coach, you become their parent, you become their friend, and their mentor, and you try to lead the life that would be an example to them, that they may not be seen in school or outside of school, but you try to be that positive influence in their life daily, to let them see God in you and the things that you do, communicating with them and the way you get along with them on a daily basis.
I'm Chad Deal. I'm the strength and conditioning coach at Boiling Springs High School. I guess the main thing, just making sure that I'm consistent every day with my mood and trying to impact, by doing that first off. And then after that, I would say music is, huge. We've got a stereo in our weight room, and if they're good and they're working hard, I'll let them put on some music. And they know not to play any music with any language they're not supposed to be playing. So I try to find some good Lecrae or good Christian music, and try to play that and get them excited through playing that music instead. So.
And the young man, told him, I've never even owned a Bible. I've just got a room, my own bedroom for the first time 2 years ago. Never had a Bible. And the next day, our coach brought one of the FCA Bibles that we seem to have, plenty of available. He brought one in to him, and gave him scripture to read, and this young man has been, constantly back and forth talking about, some of the different things that he's read and, how it's really changed his life and opened up his eyes, just from simply giving him a Bible. And I think that's something we don't realize how many people or how many students, how many players we have that, have never had something as simple as a Bible.
I know in my 3 years at Carolina High School, we had a lot of commitments to Christ through, especially going to FCA camps here at USC Upstate, and then visiting First Baptist Church there for our ceremonies. And it was an awesome experience to see so many kids do just take that step in their faith.
I'm also over FCA this year, so I know in the past, I think last year they finished up with 10 or 15 at every FCA meet on Thursday morning. So I guess this year right now we're averaging right at 50, so it's a lot better. But I guess pray that we continue to get bigger and bigger with FCA at Bowling Springs High School.
It's great that you can develop relationships a lot of times with your position kids, because you spend a little bit more time with them on a daily basis. It's great to hear those kids come back and through FCA or through the local church, and you see in missions that they're doing, watching Christ come into their life and how they're changing daily. In school, to watch them interact with their schoolmates, whether it be on the field or off the field, it's great for me just to get to be a part of their lives.
We constantly do various different things that we learn from the Bible. A prime example is we had a time during this season where we got a little bit selfish. We'd had some successes, and a lot of the players were worried more about their own individual accolades versus the team. And so we cut part of practice short one day, and we actually had a session speaking about whether casting stones or washing feet. And we taught that message as a servant example. And that day at practice, the kids and coaches both were allowed to basically apologize to a specific individual or to love a specific individual as we washed each other's feet.
Well, I think we can always pray for our students and our athletes and our coaches and things at all our schools.